Welcome back to Chapter 17, Part 3. So we're going to be going over a couple of different items here. I'm just kind of talking about briefly. We have totemism. And this is typically something that is seen in the American North Pacific. And it is a system of thought that associates a particular social group with a specific animal or plant species that called totem. And these are what totems look like, and you can see that they have the different carvings on them of the house. It tells the story of that particular group of people. We have shamanism and trances. A shaman is a religious leader who communicates the needs of the living through the spirit with the spiritual world, usually through some sort of religious ritual trance or altered states of consciousness. A trance is a semi-conscious state typically brought on by hypnosis, ritual drumming, singing, or hallucinogenic drug like peyote. Altered states are kind of interesting, and I will give you this link that you see here for Alexander Strait. So you can look at the Yanomamo shamans using a local plant to be able to talk with the supernatural side. But yeah. Polytheism is a system of religions, which I don't know why that slide did not want to work for me, but we have polytheism, which is many gods or more than one god, and then you have monotheism. Monotheism is a belief in a single god. World religions, honestly, tend to be monotheistic in most senses. World religions are religions that claim to be universally significant to all people. So, yeah. Hinduism and Buddhism. Hinduism shares many traits with polytheistic systems of the Middle East. Religious specialists and political leaders maintain cosmic and social order by seeking intervention of local deities. However, as far as Buddhism goes, it is one person. So taking the name Buddha, Buddha means the awakened one. They're taught and it's supposed to be the reincarnation of Buddha. So it's kind of monotheistic in a way and kind of polytheistic in others. So non-theistic, atheist, agnostic, and non-believers. These categories lack the supernatural beliefs of most definitions of religion. People who identify with them could be considered non-religious. However, they derive meaning through the purpose from natural symbols through a worldview, which is much like those who practice religious rituals. I will definitely say that agnostic does not really mean that. Agnostic means that you're not 100% sure exactly what you believe. You know something's there, just don't know what. So, very short and sweet. So, how do religious rituals work? Magic is most definitely the key. As you can see, there's a definition for magic right here, although we can also say that it is like our use of the word power, the causing of actions through the use of the supernatural or the divine. But this definition of magic differs from our everyday sense of magic, as it's an intentional allusion to believers' magical powers and forces are very real and consequential. Whether we as anthropologists believe in magic is irrelevant. We seek an emic, which, remember, emic is from the native point of view and edic is the anthropologist point of view. In order to understand magic and its role within our informants' lives. Think Evans Pritchard and how he started to understand the Azande and their magical thinking. Your book also talks about Gleckman's study of baseball magic. So Americans aren't immune to magical thinking. Also think of any superstitions. Don't let the black cat cross your path. Don't walk under a ladder. Don't break a mirror, and all those fun things. Same thing. Magical thinking. So that brings us to James Frazier and sympathetic magic. And he talks about sympathetic magic as any magic rite that relies on supernatural power to produce its outcome without working through some supernatural being such as spirit, demon, or deity. And he has two different principles, the law of similarity and the law of contingence. So if we're looking at the law of contingency, this tends to utilize something that was in physical contact with an individual, such as a rabbit's foot or an arrow that was in someone's wound. Law of similarities are things that act alike, are the same. So for the Azande, a root of a fruit with milky sap given to women who are having trouble lactating. A voodoo doll having an imitation or effigy of a real person. Very good, ideas as far as that is concerned. Anyway, this is the end of part 3. I'll see you back for the last part.